قال الله Howard La Yahweh Shaiba Shankakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS that rule and teach well. Peace and salutation to the brothers on the four corners of this earth, pushing the truth in truth, also in sincerity. I'm Brother Matt. Okay, with another, that's another short lesson going into some scriptures. Because my brother whose videos I watch, did a video about this article. It was in his description. So I say I'll go ahead and, view it. When I viewed it, some scriptures came to mind. I say, hey, might as well make a video outside because is insight to one of the avenues of which they could distress distress the nation next. By the nation I'm talking about the outside Israel. So yeah, so we get down into the article. It says energy industry fears White House will declare sea-like climate emergency, right? Cool. It says some energy industry groups are expressing concern that the White House will declare a C-19-like emergency for the climate instead. So what do you mean to say a lockdown? They will let you know when you could come out to your house. Right? Say they're leaning to that direction. U.S. Oil and Gas Association President Tim Stewart told Just the News in an article published on July 30th, if you grant the president's emergency powers to declare climate emergency, it's just like, the Big C. Or went on for the past in those 2 years, roughly two and a half years. It's an emergency declaration on the climate could give the president vast and unchecked, meaning nobody could step in, you understand, authority to shut down everything from communications to infrastructure. You understand? So there is basically a strike to your let's just say freedom of choice, it's freedom of no gosh. Free will. Where is your free will now? Those who think they have free will, where is your free will now? You should say you shut down communication to infrastructure. You could shut down construction, shut down any sector. He wants to, and say, you know what, this is affecting the climate negatively, and we need to shut down this for, until the climate adjusts back to a normal state or whatever, however. Right, where will we? It said Mr. Stewart, who has been a critic of the Biden administration, infrastructure around water and electricity could be affected by such a decision, he said. Yes, because I don't know if you'll notice, but it don't have anything that do run on electricity in this day and age, right? So even to get water in through your tap, through your pipe, the infrastructure uses pumps to pump that water. So when he shuts down the electronic grid, what do you think going to go with it? The electricity that pumps water. So he might issue days and times where you will have water and current. And if the climate already that bad concerning the heat waves and so on, when you have a heat wave, you think you go and get upon an AC? You gotta suffer in the house. You understand? Right now the sun reaching temperatures, they say, that's what they say. Never before. The temperatures are reaching never before reaching. Places heating up. Right? And if you have no water, your ass dark. So to speak. It said they can literally do exactly what they did in the sea. Mr. Stewart said if you disagree with the climate emergency, speech can be shut down. You understand? So if you disagree with them, hey, they could block your avenues of speech, take off your platforms and so on. That you think you have, you know what I mean? The freedom to say what you want on. You know, they could shut it down, but we brothers who been preaching the word, been through that. You know what I mean? Been through getting strikes and we paid, so on and so forth. Yeah. And so we really need to be paying attention to that because the power could be because that power could be extended indefinitely until the climate emergency is over. Who knows how long that would last? Yeah, you know, he could have the power over your water. Like I live on an island. I live in Trinidad Tobago. This is an island, and I have problems with water, and I am a small island surrounded by vast amount of water. Right, so trust me when I tell you, not having water is the most annoying thing there is, possibly one of the most annoying things is not having water to do what to function on a regular basis. You understand? And I mean water on your through your pipes because we have backup water, we have backup stores of water, but that besides the point. You know what I mean? So when the heat hit 80 something degrees, 100 degrees, however it have it in America at least. However you want to measure that, you know? Which I believe is in Fahrenheit. When it reached let me say a high, let me say 90 degrees Fahrenheit, whatever, whatsoever you know. And the president said, you know what, cut the electricity grid, because it's giving off too much emissions, so on and so forth. You could die of heat stroke. You could die of dehydration. Yo, it's a real funny thing, to me it's funny because hey, you all believe in these people so much. You all believe in them so much. Let me get this precept here. Right? Let me get this precept here. Bible open. Right. Is Isaiah 10. It say, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. It's a grievous thing. You know what I mean? It's a grievous thing to cut somebody's supply of water, yo. It's a grievous thing. And if you live in these let me say apartment buildings where you do have your own personal water storage like a tank or a barrel that you could store your own personal water in, you left to the what to say, you left to fend for yourself until what I mean, you bring back that electricity to pump back that water into your taps. That is a grievous thing because you don't know, as the article said, it's indefinitely, so you don't know how if you would have a water schedule or how long you would last or how long not having water would last or not having lights would last. What if you had to go to work and when you reach to work there is no currency, you had to go back home so you can't get paid for that day and you have bills to pay, and it's going to offset it, it's going to bring grievousness onto your life. But these are the people that you all put in power, these are the people all you look to. Instead of looking to your Basham or Shai, these are the people you all have faith in, you all think they are for you when they are not. Yeah? You all think they are for you when they are not. So we go back into the article. As I say, just a quick video. Just bringing out some points. I had a quick read in the article, to be honest. I had a quick read. Right. It says the White House press office didn't respond by press time to a request by the Epoch Times for comment about whether the administration might be preparing for such a declaration. President Joe Biden and other administration officials have said the United States and the world are in the midst of a climate crisis and have used language describing it as an emergency. So far, Mr. Biden has stopped short of declaring an emergency, although some Democrats and environmental groups have pushed the idea. Yeah? So it have people pushing for him to do that. You understand? And knowing they are the ones that poisoning the earth. You know? Yeah? They are the ones that poisoning the earth, and they have control over you know what I mean? They have the machines, the H machines, you know, to control that. Going back to the chemtrails and so on and whatnot and what have you, to control the masses. Because when they lay the legislature saying, hey, you can't come outside when this on these days, stay inside, no current on these days, no water on these days. You understand? They could manipulate the weather to bring it however they want it to fulfill their will. Yeah? The Second Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We are not ignorant of his devices and his cunning. We are not, you know. So he can't get the advantage of us. We outside, we watching. You know, we alert. We watching and waiting until the end. Yeah? We don't know this is out of our control, you know. We know that. You understand? Look at this precept quick here. Ephesians 6:12, it says, for we rest not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against the spiritual wickedness in high places here. Principalities, which is the laws. You understand? The rulers of darkness of this world. You understand? We want to keep the people under unrighteous subjection, under unlawful subjection, unwarranted subjection. You understand? Scripture say, well, go to the earth and them that dwell therein, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because you know you have but a short time. Yeah? So you're trying to do everything to, well, implement his NWO with the MOTB. You understand? But he thought that his house will stand forever. Well, you know, I hope this little video was edifying. Yeah? I hope it was edifying through the spirit and power of Baruch Shem Yoshai. And with that, I would say, all praises, honor, and glory, which is to say in Hebrew, Kal Halal Wahawad La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai Ba'ashem Rokah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule and teach well. Peace and salutations to the brothers on the four corners of this earth, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. Once again, it's Manat Isaac saying Shalom.